My experience has been that precious metals bull markets get kicked off by gold. It's the fear buyer. There's two great investment motivators, of course, greed and fear. But the fear buyer is first. And the momentum needs to be established by gold before the generalist investor comes down into the space. And the generalist investor comes into the space because of greed. Midway through a precious metals bull market, when the generalist investor comes into the space, leadership changes to silver. It moves further and faster. And by the way, for people who haven't experienced a silver bull market, you won't have to ask Rick Rule if you're in one.
You'll know.
Yeah, when it moves, it really, truly moves. Now, the silver stocks, to be honest, had a pretty good move in the beginning of 2024. I don't know if you remember that, but we described them as a coiled spring. And the better silver juniors were uniformly up by 100% in 3 or 4 months. They came off some. The truth is, first of all, that the subset of high-quality junior silver companies, within the universe of silver juniors is fairly small. There's all kinds of silver stuff with animal names.
Silver this, silver that.
There's probably 60 or 70 silver juniors. And one thing many of them have in common is no silver.
Right.
Which is problematic. If the price of something goes up and you don't happen to have any, it shouldn't matter much to you other than psychologically. The high quality silver juniors are a different matter. In my experience, the most volatile asset class in resources are the silver juniors. Doug Casey points out that when the generalist investor comes into the silver juniors, there isn't enough market capitalization in the silo to hold the money. And they do some truly absurd things, Ivan. Most of your listener base will be too young to remember this. But in the decade of the 1970s, one little tiny Spokane penny stock called Coeur d'Alene went from 10 cents to $65.
Oh, my goodness.
That's not a typo, okay? Sadly, I was too poor and too dumb to take advantage of that. Come 1990, by the way, though, we launched a couple little silver stocks. One called Silver Standard, went from 72 cents to $45 in 6 years.
Jeez.
The other did a little better. It was Pan American Silver. It also went to $45, but it started at 50 cents. These things, if they are well run, and if they enjoy some good fortune, really, really, really can deliver. You don't go overboard on silver because silver can take you 3 years or 4 years, longer than you could possibly imagine for it to do anything. And volatility works both ways, up and down. The silver bugs, of course, love upside volatility.
And they hate the downside.
They don't like the downside volatility too much. So you have to have a psychological and a financial constitution to be able to take the volatility and the time it takes. If you do, it's a truly spectacular sector. I have a decent little speculative allocation to silver. And I don't know if it's going to move in 2025 or 2020 because I don't actually know if it's going to move at all.
Right.
What I do know is if it does move, it is not unlikely over 5 years that I get a 10-bagger on the portfolio. Will it happen? Maybe. When will it happen? I have no earthly idea.
Yeah.
So people have to take it for that.
If you're a gold owner, you already know about all the ways precious metals can hedge yourself against financial instability. Monetary Metals is revolutionizing how people can invest in gold and silver. Right now, there's opportunities for you to earn 4% interest on your gold paid in gold in their marketplace. Now is the time to secure your wealth in an asset that the government can't inflate away.